you really like to, it's one of my favorite things about your interviews, Rob. You like to start out with just a couple of tidbits. Just random things that like you have stuck with you about someone like Jennifer Aniston or whatever. And for example, Lily Collins, you had her on and you asked her about being a debutante in Paris, which it was like one of the most interesting 20-minute conversations that I'd ever heard with anyone. It was really good. And also with Jennifer Aniston, you asked her if her uncle was really Telly Savalas. which by the way, I've interviewed her a million times. I've never asked her that, but I thought it's so random and you got into that. So anyway, Julia and I wanted to throw out a few tidbits about Rob Lowe.
Great. I
Rob
love it.
Lowe. Speaking of gotcha journalism.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, one thing that I learned about you, and I don't know why this amuses me to no end, but you talked to, maybe in the Jennifer interview, you talked about you always used to lose parts to Timothy Hutton, and you just hated him.
Yes.
You didn't say you hated him. I read into that. Who
doesn't hate Timothy Hutton, that terrible human being? Yeah, Timothy Hutton was my nemesis starting with Ordinary People, which might have been the first movie that I was too young for it looking back, and he won the Oscar. I mean, it's one of the great performances of all time and one of my favorite movies of all time. So I get why he lapped me for many, many years. And then there was an actor named Raphael Savarge who was also nipping at my heels forever.
That was the other one. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's in Risky Business. And it's that thing, there's a thing that happens in Hollywood where if you have a movie in the can, or that, in other words, it's about to come out and you're new and you're up and coming and everybody thinks you're going to be the next big thing, regardless of whether you are or aren't, you're immediately thrown to the front of the line because they think you're going to get hot off this new movie called Risky Business. And so it was that we were competing there for forever. It's fun. And I always like talking to actresses like Jennifer, who was your person that you lost? Because everybody has the same story. And when you ask them, like, oh, it was Julia Roberts, that bitch. She was the one who was always getting it, whatever. Right. But everybody has that story. Everybody.